Welcome to another episode of Photo Enthusiastic. I'm your host, Jim Fair, photoenthusiastic@gmail.com. Today I'd just like to go over how you erase an APFS volume in a little bit more detail. So, instead of Disk Utility, I'm going to go up to the Utilities menu and select Terminal. So Terminal will open, probably in an inconvenient location on the screen. So I will drag it over so you can see what the heck I'm doing here. The last video I had some of Terminal cut off. I'm going to go Command Shift plus sign to make it bigger so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to grab the right hand side and stretch it out a little bit. And here's the command, Disk Util APFS list. Alright, so we do this command and it's going to come up with a list of all the APFS containers and volumes that it can find. So the lowest numbered disk is usually your internal drive. So you can see in this case that's disk 1. It is a 500 gig solid state drive in this Mac Pro 2013. And you can see there are other volumes on here, disk 1S1, disk 1S2 is called Preboot, disk 1S3, which is recovery, disk 1S4, which is the virtual memory scratch disk, I guess, and so on. So, and there's no other disks here to worry about. So what we want to do is copy this container's name or designator, Command C to copy, up arrow to recall the last command, take away list and to put in delete container with a small d and a capital C, spacebar, Command V to paste in that lovely designator. And when we hit return, off it goes to remove all of the APFS container. All that junk, all those things are all contained in this one master container. So now we finished that, we can quit out of here and go back to Disk Utility. And now Disk Utility should be able to erase disk, and we can give it a name, SSD I'm calling it in this case. We're going to erase, and we're done. Now we're ready to install. So we click Install, Continue. We once more select our destination drive after agreeing to the license and all of that good stuff. SSD is selected, install, and away it goes. But this is a much faster way of, say, erasing an APFS container, especially if it happens to be encrypted. I mean, it takes hours to decrypt these things, and why bother if you have a good backup? Just use your backup, whether it's Time Machine or Carbon Copy Cloner or something else. Now, obviously, you have to be able to trust your backup to do these things, and one backup is not enough. I would say the minimum would be 2, because what if your hard drive chose the moment after you erased your machine that your backup drive decided to die, or you know, a accident befell your drive, like it fell on the floor? Well, guess that would kind of ruin your day if you didn't have a secondary backup, a redundant backup. So redundancy is what it's all about in backup. Said it before, I'll say it again. Redundant backups are essential to long-term preservation of your important data. Just a little addendum to my last video on how to downgrade. One person asked if they could downgrade without an external device. Well, you can certainly erase Sierra without an external device just by going Command-Option-R for internet recovery. You boot over the internet, get into Terminal, blow away the APFS container, get back into Disk Utility, erase, but the only installer you're left with is a High Sierra installer. So you need some way to get back to the Sierra installer, which goes back to my last video, You've got to download it from the App Store while you're running High Sierra and use a terminal command to create a USB installer disk. So since Lion, we've been able to use terminal commands to create installer disks, which is very handy. So I encourage you to use that functionality and rid yourself of the problems of High Sierra. I mean, eventually High Sierra will be a wonderful OS, I'm sure, but for now it's just a little flaky, and especially if you turn on all of Apple's recommended features like full disk encryption and you're using iCloud, it can really be a recipe for disaster. It's also got a lot of incompatibilities with older software. They're still fixing bugs in Office and in Creative Cloud. If you tether your camera, for example, you might have issues in High Sierra that went away finally in Sierra or El Capitan. So it's always a good idea to avoid a major OS upgrade until you hear that things are nice and stable, everything's going well. Thanks for watching. Fade out.